what should be done. But today I've decided to do that. So, Town Clerk, based on this, the font of this, maybe Honorable Nyambose, you can make a comment. Members.
Yes, Chair. Actually, Chair, you are right. Town Clerk and the team, we really struggled to read this. And it should be a well-done report. I'll give an example, Chair, just to give them an example. This is Lupososhi. You can see the font. Very clear for everyone to read. Here we are struggling. Apart from the font, even the structure of the report. When you are giving management response, you have put in a very small column. You can't differentiate between, let me see, I use glasses, but I struggled. And all of us, when we were reading in the night, we had challenges. So we have seen that this is the first, the style of a report is different. The font is the smallest that none of us was able to comprehend what you are presenting. We had the 3 reports that we are going through in the night for today. I can surrender them. You see the font they have used and also the style. If you go to projects that you have earmarked to do, when you put a table for the projects brought forward from 2021, 2022, the status of the projects, you have to have a paragraph on its own, down there. You're explaining management's position, response, remedial measures, action taken, separately from the table, so that the table is readable. But you have squeezed everything you can't read. And when you look at your report, let me see this, Chair. Action taken. You read it, there's a gap there. You are here on the, what is this? This is what? Cause of the query. The cause of the query, it goes that way, but the action taken ends up there. Then it connects here. There are gaps. You can see Town Clerk. You're a seasoned Town Clerk. This is not the standard of a report. Moreover, the font, we cannot read this. I don't know if you went through and you agreed that this is the best that you can do as Kasama. Giving you examples as Chair, as I wind up. You read this report. It's a small council, Pososhi. Read this report of Lunte. The same standard. I hope, I'm very convinced that you have not been to Charimbana where your friends go. If you were in Charimbana, you are going to structure it like this, and you are going to copy the font from your friends. Since we started, this is the only report that has been presented in this manner.
Thank you.
So we are interested to interrogate, to know what you are doing and what you are not doing, so that the nation and the people of Kasama can know. But we cannot. So this is our observation. I'm just speaking on behalf of my colleagues. Everyone who attests that this is the situation that we discovered. So maybe, Chair, you can guide.
Okay. Honorable Commander, yes.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Indeed, actually, your members of this committee really struggled actually to understand, because it may be a very good report, but with those fonts, I think we have struggled, and we tried our level best if we can reconcile, but it was difficult. And in addition to what the Chair and the Honorable Mtetwa Nyambosa has said, we encourage actually the councils to put in actually colored pictures. When you are giving us an example of this staff house, which is at box level, what we are seeing here is a bush. It is not able to give us a very good or clear picture on what you are trying to talk about. In other words, actually, you are not communicating to us very well. So this actually is one of the reasons why we feel that this report is a bad report. Not with content, but the way it has been set up.
Thank you very much. Local government, last time you assured us that those that will come after Monday, they'll have color pictures. We are still meeting the black and white. And, you know, like we indicated, maybe your comment.
Chair, it's very difficult to comment. Otherwise, we advise everyone to put pictures in color.
Thank you very much.
The local authority were taught.
So, town clerk and your team, you advised even to put your pictures in color. You decided to do the opposite. And the font your colleagues are using, even the fonts that you have been using, it's not the font that you are using today. So we regret to inform you that we can't transact with you today based on the reasons alluded by my colleagues. We can't do that, and we want to urge you and your management to take this committee serious. Should take this committee serious, and that we do not have time. We do not have time. If you check on our program, we started on the 8th of January. We are ending on the 5th of March. We are sitting morning and afternoon for 40 days. So we do not have space for anyone. So we regret to inform you that we cannot transact with you, and we are sending you back to go and reorganize your report. We invite you towards the end of this month when we find space. That is where we are. At this point, let me withdraw the immunity and allow you to travel back to Kasama. Please don't leave the procurement officer this time around when you come back. The Secretariat will communicate with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
The Vice President's question time.
Questions for oral answer understanding order number 76.
For a matter to be admitted, it has to be of recent occurrence.
Continue watching Parliament TV, a channel dedicated to bring Parliament closer to you.
My eParliament mobile application. First, download the app on either Play Store or App Store and install. After installation, open the app. Step 1. Register your personal information, that's your names, gender, NRC, and date of birth. Step 2. Add your contact information, your email, phone number, and home address. Step 3. Select your constituency. Step 4. Create your 4-digit PIN. At this point, the system will send an SMS to your mobile number with a one-time passcode. Step 5. Confirm with one-time passcode that was sent to your mobile. Step 6. Sign in using your phone number and the 4-digit PIN. And Step 7. Create your submission and submit. My eParliament, bringing Parliament closer to you.
Here is an announcement from National Assembly. The following committee meetings over the standing committees for the third session over the 13th National Assembly will start sitting on the following dates. Committee on Agriculture, Lands and Natural Resources will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Robinson, Navuliato, under the topic Carbon Markets and Trading in Zambia, Opportunities and Challenges. Committee on Cabinet Affairs will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Wesley, Nyirenda, under the topic Review over the Operations and Management of a Smart Zambia. Committee on Government Assurances will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Thomas Williams, under the topic Selected Government Assurances. Committee on Legal Affairs, Human Rights and Governance will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Amusa Mwanamwambwa under the topic, The Fight Against Corruption in Zambia. Committee on Local Governance, Housing and Chiefs Affairs will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Committee Room number 4 under the topic, A Review over the Implementation of the Constituency Development Fund. Committee on Media, Information and Communication Technologies will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Committee Room number 1 under the topic, Zambia ICT Infrastructure vis-a-vis Financial Technology Growth. Members of the public and other interested parties may contact the following officers in the office of the clerk. Mr. Stephen Chiwota, Director of Financial Committees, on telephone number 292-425 up to 36. Mrs. Doreen N.C. Mukwanka, Director, Social Committees, telephone number 292-425 up to 36. This information is available on the National Assembly website, www.parliament.gov.zm. Here is an announcement from National Assembly. The following committee meetings of the standing committees for the third session of the 13th National Assembly will start sitting on the following date. Committee on Energy, Water Development and Tourism will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Fanyanga Mulikita under the topic, The Implementation of Monthly Fuel Price Reviews in Zambia. Committee on National Security and Foreign Affairs will sit from 16th to 27th January 2024 in Robinson Naburiato under the topic, The State of Infrastructure at Borders and Ports of Entry into the Country. Committee on National Guidance and Gender Matters will sit from 30th January to 10th February 2024 in Committee Room number 4 under the topic, The Review of the Gender-Based Violence Response and Programming vis-a-vis establishment of victims' shelters, fast-track courts, and the Anti-Gender-Based Violence Fund. Committee on Education, Science and Technology will sit from 30th January to 10th February 2024 in Committee Room number 5 under the topic, A Review of the Implementation of the Education Curriculum. Committee on Health, Community Development and Social Services will sit from 30th January to 10th February 2024 in Committee Room number 3 under the topic, Devolution of Primary Health Care Services in Zambia. Committee on National Economy, Trade and Labor Matters will sit from 30th January to 10th February 2024 in Committee Room number 1 under the topic, A Review of the Informal Labor Sector and its Contribution to the Economy. Members of the public and other interested parties may contact the following officers in the office of the clerk. Mr. Stephen Chiwota, Director of Financial Committees, on telephone number 292-425 up to 36. Mrs. Doreen N.C. Mukwanka, Director, Social Committees, telephone number 292-425 up to 36. This information is available on the National Assembly website, www.parliament.gov.zm.
My name is Nyirenda Sira, Acting Director for Northern Province. Chair, I'm standing in for the Auditor General, Dr. Ron Mwamba. I'll allow my team to introduce themselves, Chair. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Good morning, Council Secretary and your team. My name is William Chivesa, Assistant Director from Office of the Auditor General. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members of the committee. Good morning, Lunte Council. Ponera Arik is my name, Principal Auditor, Office of the Auditor General, Kasama.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Luinda Sinyani from the Planning and Research Department in the Office of the Auditor General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mombasaka from the Ministry of Finance and National Planning, Office of the Accountant General.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, members of the committee. Good morning, Lunte. My name is Chimwe Davis, Acting Assistant Director, Local Authorities, Ministry of Finance, Internal Audit. Welcome.
Good morning, Honorable Chair and everyone. I'm Edwin Sirimba from Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, witnesses. My name is Teresa Mwangila from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, everyone. My name is Naslile Mbangu from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Lunte Town Council. My name is Innocent Mwemba from the Office of the Clerk.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. Good morning, Lunte Town Council. My name is Mulenga Bright from the Office of the Clerk.
I'm Moses Chuva from the Office of the Clerk. Good morning.
Thank you very much. We have some more members there behind. You can introduce yourself. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now I will invite you, Lunte Town Council, to introduce yourself and thank you.
Good morning, Chairperson. Good morning, honorable members, and good morning, everyone. My name is Jonathan Mwanza, Council Secretary, Lunte Town Council. Accompanying me are 5 chief officers, and I'll ask them to introduce themselves.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Andrew Zimba, Director Planning.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Amumba Gertrude, Procurement Officer.
Good morning, Chair, and good morning, honorable members of Parliament. My name is Katongo Msonda, Internal Auditor for Lunte Town Council.
Morning, Chair. Morning, members of Parliament. My name is Kulama Elijah, Council Treasurer. Thank you.
Good morning, Chair. Good morning, honorable members. My name is Chipa Mbewe. I'm the Director of Works.
Thank you very much. And now we invite our honorable members to introduce themselves, starting with Honorable Yambose.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, permanent witnesses. Good morning, Lunte, and welcome. Mishek Mtetwa Nyambose, representing the special people of Chasefu constituency in Eastern Province and a member of the committee. Welcome once again.
Morning, Chair, and morning, permanent witnesses, and good morning, Lunte. I'm Honorable Dr. Aaron Mwanza, Member of Parliament for Kaumbwe constituency, Petauke district of the Eastern Province. You're welcome to your committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson, and good morning, Lunte Council. My name is Elliot Kamundo, Member of Parliament for Mufumbwe constituency in Northwestern Province, and a member of this committee. You're welcome to your committee.
Vice Chair, are you there?
Yes, Chair, I'm here, and good morning once again. Good morning, our permanent witness. Lunte Council, you are most welcome to our committee. My name is Honorable Kampamba Mlenga. I am Member of Parliament for the good people of Kanunushi on the Copper Belt. You are most welcome.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mtelo, are you there? Honorable Mtelo. Honorable Mwene.
Yes, Chair. Good morning.
You can proceed. Thank you very much. I'm sure I see the network. And Lunte, Honorable Simon. Honorable Simombe.
Chair, good morning. Good morning, my colleagues, members of Parliament. Good morning, our permanent witnesses. And good morning, Lunte Council. My name is Singombe Edgar, representing the people of Dundumezi in Kalomo, Southern Province, joining you through hybrid. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Lunte Town Council, Honorable Simumba Lucas, sitting in for the chair. I'm a member of Parliament for Nakonde. As you appear before this committee, or indeed any other committee of Parliament, to assist in the deliberation before it, you are protected under Cap 12 for the laws of Zambia, which grants members of Parliament immunity against persecution for what they say while in the House. This means that the information you give to this committee cannot be used against you outside Parliament or indeed in any courts of the law, as long as it is factual. However, should you deliberately decide to mislead this committee, the same law can be used against you. But we know that you won't go that route. You may now proceed to make your submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. Before I start, Chairperson, I would like to seek your indulgence. In the course of going through the report, I noticed some typo in terms of numbers and words. So I did print a separate report, but it does not change the contents and facts in the report. It's just a typo.
You take us there, or you'll be correcting as you are going through?
All right, okay,
thank you. Further guidance is that you just lead the heading of the query, then you go to the management response.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
I will begin with number 1, Chair. This is youth, women, and community empowerment grants. The query is on failure to implement projects. Management response. Chair, I wish to report that we do, as management, acknowledge the auditor's report, and we also report as follows: that during the period under review, the applicants for the grant applications were overwhelming, in that the number of applicants exceeded the allocated amount towards grant empowerment. And this resulted in the CDFC committee to reduce on the amount that was given to each applicant in order to accommodate all grants applicants that met the criteria. However, during monitoring, it was established that the reduction of the amount applied by groups resulted in them failing to implement the approved projects, because that meant they were given less amount than they had budgeted for in terms of undertaking their projects. So the action that we have taken, Chair, as the Council, wish to report as follows. The management, we do acknowledge the report, and that number 1, we report that arising from the reason under 1, the Council had engaged civic leaders, traditional leaders, WDCs, and the communities to sensitize them on the consequences of changing the businesses without informing the Council. And arising from the sensitization meetings conducted during the period 2023, the Council has seen a change in the manner applications for 2024 grants and loans applications have been conducted, in that CDFC committee which sat on 26th December 2023 to receive, scrutinize, and consider applications for 2024 grants and loans, have this year considered the amount that an individual applied, provided it is within the threshold of the guidelines. And furthermore, from the monitoring conducted in December 2023 and January 2024, the Council has agreed with the applicants to change businesses. This is because all the groups have invested the money in crop farming, such as maize, beans, soybeans, and saving groups, as such adding to food security and enhance the economic activities in the district at household level. On remedial measures, Chair, we as Lunte Town Council are saying that arising from the sensitization meetings conducted during the period under 2023, which has seen a change in the manner applications for 2024 grants and loans applications were conducted, the Council will endeavor to continue sensitization of the community, as it is anticipated that applicants for grants and loans differ every year. The Council will also ensure to always adhere to CDF Act and guidelines. I submit, Chair.
You can continue.
I come to number 2, Chair, which is on soft loans, delayed approval. I go to management response. The cause of query, Chair, in this regard was due to the Council sending the list of loan applicants to the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development before vetting was done by the bank. And so this resulted in the delay. The action that we have taken, Chair, is that all approved loan applicants have since been paid their loan funds. And in remedial measures, Chair, we are saying that management will endeavor to continue sensitizing the community, as it is anticipated that applications for grants and loans differ every year, and management will always ensure that we adhere to CDF guidelines and the Act as well. I submit, Chair.
Just continue until you finish. Yes, finish with the whole document.
Now I go to cross-cutting issues, Chair. This is on the budget performance. Cause of query, Chair. The Council wishes to report as follows. The variance of 2 million arose as a result of the Ministry withholding the money in question for the procurement of CDF monitoring and police vehicles, and these vehicles were procured centrally. The interest of 23,353 arose as a result of interest earned on CDF loan revolving account, and further, the Council did not implement the projects during the fiscal year, in that the authority to spend on the projects totaling 12,716,550 was received on 29th August 2022, and the procurement and Attorney General clearance of the said contracts extended to the beginning of 2023. What I would want members of the committee to note, Chair, is that management wishes
to... So you are saying extended to the beginning of
2023, not
that's the correction.
Yes.
Okay, so we include that 2023. Thank you. You can continue.
What we wish the committee to note is that management wishes to correct the position that the total amount of unspent funds as of 31st December 2022 was 20,974,767.18 and not 21,008,198. This arose as a result of Council spending the sum of 4,355,560.99 and not 4,333,2 778,000, which was attributed to the unspent funds of projects, secondary schools and skills development bursaries, interest and loans for the reasons as given respectively. The action that we have taken, Chair, is that 14,861,017 kwacha, 0.86 ingwe of 20,974,766,018 ingwe has been spent during 2023. The remaining balance of 6,911,233,000.17 ingwe is for activities broken down as follows: secondary school bursaries amounting to 4,127,293. The management communicated to the Ministry of Local Government on the need for virement of funds, as the said amount was unallocated on the grounds that Lunte District did not have many applicants for secondary bursaries. And on bullet number 2, work in progress projects amounts to 2,088,403 kwacha, 96 ingwe. Retention for completed projects amounts to 695,536, 21 ingwe. So we have an appendix in 3 which gives details on what I've just spoken about. And the measures that Council will endeavor to follow the Treasury and Financial Management Circular number 6 of 2023, which gave power to the local authority, delegated the power to the local authority to be able to do virement, and that the Council will adhere to the CDF Act and its guidelines. On number 4 is failure to spend, amount totaling 11,454,219. The cause of query, that this arose as a result of Council not implementing projects in time during fiscal year, in that authority was received on 29th August 2022. As a result of the aforementioned, the Council started the procuring process on 3rd October 2022, and further, the Attorney General cleared the contracts on 6th February. And further, the projects were awarded and the contracts were awarded and signed on 13th February 2023. Action taken, Chair. Management has so far spent 11,152,084 kwacha, 1 ingwe, on 19 projects. And out of this, the following projects were commissioned and handed over to respective institutions in 2023. Bullet number 1, we have 4 housing units at Mukulama, Mosen, Chewe, and Vincent Vlaya health posts for health workers were completed and are occupied. And bullet number 2, 2 classroom blocks constructed at Nkuka Primary, 1 by 2 classroom block and 1 by 3 classroom block at Mukupakaoma Secondary School. Bullet number 3, 2 classroom blocks, 1 by 3 CRB completed at Chibeloshi and Muyembe Primary Schools. And then 12 water reticulation schemes across the districts. And then 227 double-seater desks were also procured during the same period. Remedial measures. In ensuring that this does not reoccur, the Council wishes to report as follows: that the Council will endeavor to follow the latter, the CDF Act and guidelines, and the circular reference number MLGRD/101/22/157, which has delegated power to the province to be able to approve the CDF or community projects and grants, dated 27th December 2022 from the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development. On number 5, Chair, we've been cited for questionable disbursement of CDF totaling 145,000. The cause of query, Chair, there is that This arose as a result of oversight in the process of handling the applications for grants, which resulted in the mix-up of loans and grant applications, resulting into loan applicants being considered for grants. The action that we have taken, Chair, is that upon our internal audit discovering the oversight, management proceeded to engage all the individuals that were given grants to establish with them what caused such lapse. And arising from the above, the Council has reached an agreement with 5 individuals to pay back the money, and contracts have since been signed. And then the CDFC committee has been censured over the matter to strictly observe CDF guidelines. That of the 145,000 questionable disbursement, amount totaling 30,000 was given to equity deserving persons, as persons with disabilities. The Council also held meetings with civic leaders and chiefs on the need to encourage the community to form cooperatives in order for them to access grants. Arising from the meetings and sensitization conducted, the Council did not encounter any individual application on grants in the 2023-2024 calendar. Remedial measures. The Council will endeavor to continue sensitization on the community as it is anticipated that applications for the grants and loans differ every year, and the Council will ensure that we always stick and adhere to CDF Act and CDF guidelines. On number 6, Chair, we've been cited for unspent funds. The cause of query, the unspent funds totaling 4,102,785 kwacha was as a result of having few applicants that applied to be considered for secondary school and skills development bursaries. Action taken, Chair, that management had written to the Ministry for the authority to vary the unspent funds to community projects, to which CDFC considered and the Ministry approved. Number 2, management has been conducting sensitization meetings to encourage more school leavers and dropouts to take advantage of the 2 schemes which will enable them to acquire skills and further their studies. Remedial measures. Arising from the above, Council will continue conducting sensitization meetings on availability of CDF secondary and skills bursaries in order to increase the uptake on these components. And further, the Council will always adhere to CDF Act and CDF guidelines. Chair, I do submit. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I think before I invite honorable members to seek points of clarification, I would want to know, when were you audited?
We were audited between June and July 2023.
June and July 2023. Thank you very much. Now I will invite the members of Parliament to seek points of clarification. Honorable members. Honorable Kamondo.
Yeah, I wanted to find out on the
first page.
On the reduction of the money that
First page number.
I think the first query, I think, youth, women and community empowerment.
Okay.
The CS has responded that they were overwhelmed with the number of applicants.
Yes.
Yes, and that led to making sure that everyone benefited from the grants. So that is the reason why they reduced what they had applied for to different amounts. And this one has been shown on Appendix 1. Now, I wanted to find out if that was the reason, and I also wanted to find out what criteria now did they use to arrive to those amounts that they allocated to different applicants. I want to take them to applicant number 44. If you are there, number 44.
Yes.
There is a Mr. Lombe Max Felix.
Yes.
Who had applied for 15,000 and was given 20,000. And also we have applicant number 51, Muila Christine, who had applied for 15,000 and she was given 12,000. What method did you use? Because the first one, the first applicant had applied for 15,000 kwacha only, and you uplifted it to 20,000. Then the other applicant, who is Muila Christine, had applied for 15,000. You reduced it to 12,000. I also take note that those who had applied for hammer mills, you gave them exact amount what they had applied for. So can you tell this committee what method you used in order to issue these grants?
Maybe just to add on, you also look at the applicant number 59. 59. This one is a cooperative, Tulile Pamo cooperative, and they applied for 30,000, but instead you gave them a 40. That comes to a question from the Honorable. Why did you, what criteria did you use? Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair, for the question. What we noted, Chair, on when we scrutinize this disbursement, Chair, we noted that there was a lot of oversight in terms of how the CDF conducted the disbursement. By and large, a number were reduced down, but there were selected few that were upped. One of the reasons given was that, like the number 44 cited there, that the project in nature of fish farming could not be conducted using that amount which was indicated there because of the scale, and so they upped the amount. But technical analysis still does not justify, because it did not have a clear criteria upon which the CDF was able to make that decision.
Honorable, before Honorable Nyambos.
Are you now telling this committee, are you admitting that the whole process that was undertaken was a wrong process? Are you now agreeing and telling the committee that this process was totally wrong? Because even if when you had reduced it to certain amounts, it was actually not even justifying. And are you also agreeing that the query which has been actually posed to you was due to your inefficiency? Because you were there and you should have advised actually the people, even when actually the CDFC would have made this decision. Or were you working under duress and instructions that you should do this?
On the same note, CS, did I hear you that this CDFC they didn't do a good job when you are just answering to a certain query? Did I hear you that? If you can just repeat.
Chair, I did indicate that there was oversight in the manner the process was conducted
by
the Constituent Development Committee.
Okay, so who do you have the technical team which are found in the CDF committee here?
Yes, Chair.
So are you still emphasizing that there was an oversight by CDF committee when you have got the technical team that the council has and they are part of this CDF committee? Are you still with that stance that there was an oversight with the CDF committee?
Yeah, Chair, the decision to undertake was a collective as a CDF committee. So in as much as I know that the technocrats serve a good purpose on that committee to be able to advise, but when a decision is made, it's collective as a CDF committee.
Okay, so you can answer the Honorable's question, then Honorable Nyambose.
Yes, Chair, as I indicated earlier on, that this was a very big oversight on the part of CDFC and also on the part of Council, and that's why we have taken these corrective actions to ensure that this does not repeat itself.
Honorable Nyambose.
Chair, thank you so much, Council Secretary, for that presentation. Chair, I'm reluctant to admit the word oversight. Maybe these are just words that I may not well understand as in relation to this transaction or these transactions. Before a club applies, they go to take quotations. They go to do their background work. Those who want to buy a hammer mill, they have a rough idea. They go to get quotations of the hammer mills they want to procure, and they come and apply to the council. Equally, the fish farming. Here is a group that has satisfied itself that for us to venture into this fish farming, Chair, we need 15,000 kwacha. But by the generosity of the committee in Munte, you decided to increase. There is no evidence to show the technical reasons that you used to increase. Themselves were satisfied. In another breath, a group that has applied for 15,000 kwacha, you saw it fit to reduce to 12,000. And that cannot be an oversight. For me, what I deduce, Chair, is that it's favoritism. You are just giving favor those who are, that for lack of a better term. Because there's no justification. Even number 59, you can see that there is no supporting justification to indicate why you were increasing to some and reducing to a very vulnerable woman from 15 to 12,000. Quite unfair to me, without knowing what is pertaining on the ground, Chairperson. Now, Chair, if you look at the admission by the management, in their action, in the management response there, they have indicated that the action taken report, Chair, why these clubs could not undertake the projects that they applied for is because of the reduction of the amounts. Now, look at the action taken. I'll just pick one. Number one, that arising from the reason number one above, the council had engaged the civic leaders, traditional leaders, WDCs, and communities to sensitize them on the consequences of changing the business without informing the council. When the council is the cause of this, then we go and sensitize the villagers and the headmen. This does not sit correctly. Because initially they have indicated, council sector has indicated the reasons why these people could not undertake those projects they applied for is because of the reduction. But you have not mentioned the increment to some. So this action taken does not sit very well. It doesn't speak to the reasons. Chair, lastly, I just want to, my own discovery arising from my own council. I know that technocrats, Chair, sit on the CDF committee.
Yes.
Those are DPO, socio-economic planner, director of works, those who are higher. But I've seen the cause of problems. The other cause of problem is the council secretaries who are ex-officials are reluctant. They do not sit and participate in the CDF administration. This is my observation, and I'm doing a research and to speak to the facts that that's why we have a problem when the council secretary is coming or town clerk coming to sit here who does not sit in the CDF committee meetings as an ex-official. He is detached from the discussions and the reasoning inside there. Then he comes to make a presentation. This is what is affecting everything. Because if the council secretary was there, was going to advise these technocrats that do not increase on this particular person and do not reduce on this particular person, I submit, my chair.
Was that just a comment? Any reaction before maybe any reaction? Yes.
Thank you, Chair. Indeed, what Honorable Member of Parliament for Chasef has observed is correct in terms of the technocrats on the committee as well as
also the voice. As remember, we are live on TV and on the radio, so maybe the voice has to be.
Thank you, Chair.
Enough.
I would like to take note the observation of Honorable Member of Parliament for Chasefu, and wish to state that yes, it's correct, and it's something that calls for improvement. And for Lunte Town Council in particular, I can attest to the fact that more CDF committee meetings have been sitting there to ensure that these kind of errors, even in the manner in which disbursements are done, both to secondary loans and even the way the community projects are appraised and conducted, I sit there to advise so that we do not have such things happening.
Okay. Honorable Member.
A follow-up on the same.
Yes.
Now, I want to speak for the people, the good people of Lunte. According to the guidelines, when they apply, when any member or club applies, it means that they cannot be given another chance to benefit in the next 5 years. I want to be corrected, whether that is the condition or the position. If that is the position, what is it that you are going to do? That these people had very good intentions. Government had very good intentions to make sure that they are empowered and they do business which can change their lives. What is it that you are going to do to these people? If today they came to apply, yes, we had applied for 150 and we failed actually to accomplish our business or our plans. Now we want to apply for some money, so that some more money, so that we can accomplish our plans, because it has not worked out and you have failed us. What is it that you are going to do to the people of Lunte?
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. In terms of the guidelines, they are silent in the number of grant a cooperative can receive within the period of 5 years. However, we do take into account when disbursing that to check whether an applicant has received a grant before and whether there are no other who are deserving at this particular time. So those are things that we look at during the time of disbursement. But what you may wish to note, Chair, is the fact that these people, through their own initiatives, when they saw that some of them whose funding was reduced, they went ahead to do other projects which could be accommodated within the grant they had been given. And this is where we have indicated that the council was now able to agree with them and then also take note as a lesson learned, so that in future we do not disturb the applicants from conducting their business as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Thank you, Chair. It's a different question.
We can go ahead.
Yes, so I refer the committee to page 4 of the report.
Page
4. Page 4 of 9, which is budget performance. Cross-cutting audit, yes. So page 4 of 9, Council is reporting that there's interest of 23,353 kwacha, which arose as a result of the interest earned on CDF loan revolving account. What is the interest that is earned on the CDF main account? That is the first question. The second question, on the action taken on the same page 4 of 9, the last 2 bullets, you are accounting for all the sectors of the CDF, secondary schools, bursaries, and so on. So the second last bullet, work in progress, projects amounting to 2,088,403. You are saying this amount of money is allocated for work in progress. But when I check page 5 of 9, the number of work in progress, the number of projects under work in progress is 0. So how do you reconcile this amount that you have set aside for work in progress, and yet there's no work in progress according to table 5, according to table on page 5 of 9. I have seen the community projects. If I take you to appendix 3, you are writing, huh? Appendix 3 is a summary of the community projects that are and their project status. The table, the font is too small. And this is a very, very important table because it is talking about the status of projects. I struggle to read to counter-check the numbers. I'm not sure if you are able to see clearly the table. But the general question, I failed to prove. I wanted to check the percentages of retention that you have kept on each project, but the figures are not clear to me. So the question that I'm asking here is, I think I've seen about 19 projects that have been completed. But there are no certificates, handover certificates, certificates of completion. Are we saying that these structures are awaiting commissioning? They are not in use yet. Maybe for now, you answer to these questions.
Honorable Nyambose. Just, I wanted to ask the same, but just to augment his question. There are 19 projects that you have indicated on Appendix 4. I don't know if you have indicated everything, but what is on Appendix 4 is the projects that you have completed. You have said 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Now, when we peruse through to check the completion certificates, we can't see them. Would you lead us to the page where you have attached the completion certificates to satisfy ourselves that indeed these projects are completed? Chair, I submit.
Council Secretary, you can thank you so much.
Those questions.
Thank you so much, Chair. The main account is not an interest-earning account. The main account for CDF, the one that earns interest is the account that the revolving fund. So we may probably need to change to an interest-earning, close the main and change to interest-earning. I must indicate also that the work in progress, the table that Honorable Member Parliament has indicated, is the one captured by Auditor General in their query. But we wish to submit that indeed, as we have indicated, we still have projects that have not been completed. So the projects that are
on that one,
yes.
We have seen work in progress is
Yes,
of
the projects that will be
6 of 9.
Thank you.
Yes.
And then in terms of certificate of completion, what in terms we have handed over most of these projects, but they are still within the defect liability period. So we have not yet issued the completion certificate because we are supposed to issue it immediately when the defect liability period comes to an end. That now this is certified complete.
Before the honorable members coming, is it a profession that you need to wait the defect liability period for you to issue a completion certificate, or you need to issue immediately when the project has been completed?
Let me ask the Director of Engineering just to shed light on that one, because it's the one that issues.
Director of Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. During the defect liability period, when the project ends,
is it a professional way? I think you got the question. We want to know at what point do you issue the completion certificate?
So when it's done the works, in that period, if at all anything happens at site, the contractor is still called back to come and redo those works until that period ends. So when the
Director Engineer, we are chatting, at which point do you issue the completion certificate?
After the defect liability period.
Thank you, Chair. Before Honorable Nyambose, just come in, Honorable Mwanze.
The defect liability period is normally 1 year after completion of the project. The contract period that the contractor signs together with the client, for example, I can just take an example here, maybe 1x2 classroom block is 3 months period, okay? So at the end of 3 months, they will make a financial closure, and you just keeping some money for retention. My question is, at that moment that the contractor has demobilized, are you telling me that the facility will not be handed over for use to the community because they have to wait for 1 year defects liability period?
Chair, I have a supplementary question.
You can go ahead.
Chair, thank you very much. CS, you are talking about 1 year defects liabilities. Now, in short, you are keeping the contractor's money for 1 year. Do you factor in the inflation rate? Suppose there is no defects within that period of 1 year. How do you ensure that the contractor still got that money, or maybe has got, how do you factor, maybe do you factor in the inflation rate, in short? Because 1 year is not a short time to keep someone's money waiting for some defects to appear. I hope I've made my question clear, Chair.
Yes, thank you very much. I think Honorable Nyambose, I'm sure
Chair, it's a short one.
Sure.
Director of Works. I'm a layman. Sitting here, I've heard so many terminologies. There is what they call partial completion certificate. Have you heard about it? What does it mean?
Go ahead.
Okay, Chair, maybe just a brief background. Let's say I have...
there is a question?
Yes, it's one that I want to respond to.
Okay.
Let's say I've got, I'm keeping retention, let's say it's at 10%. So at the completion there, I'll give him that, out of the 10%, I can give him the 5%. Then I hold the other 5%. So when that defect liability ends, that's when I give him the other 5%.
Okay. Chair, you are not... Sorry, Chair. Director, we are having a conversation. Can you answer accordingly? Do not lecture us. There is a terminology we have gotten here. Partial completion. I'm asking this because you have indicated to say you cannot issue any completion certificate until the defect liability period, which is 1 year.
Yes.
Strange, and this is just in Lunte I'm getting. In short, Chair, not to go very far, certain times they issue partial completion certificates. And the completion certificates are issued upon completion of the project. Even when there is that defect liability period, there is a completion certificate issued. And the project is in use. But you return the money for that defect. But where are the completion certificates in this case for Lunte? That's why I've asked you all those things. Now you are dodging, you are not telling this committee and the country correctly. As a director, you must be technical directors. I asked you, have you heard about partial completion certificate? Define it. Don't explain the 5%. Define what is it. Thank you.
Director Engineering.
It's upon completion of the project.
Thank you very much. So now, we wanted to find out why didn't you issue the completion, or rather the very partial that you have mentioning now, that they completed the projects, but you didn't issue that partial completion certificate. Why? We are chatting with the director engineering. We want to know, I think that is filled, and let's see the CSC wants to be the director of engineering.
No, Chair, I don't want to assume the position of Director Engineering because I don't have the qualification.
CSC, you can take up that question.
Yes. Why what I would want to answer, Chair, is that we will proceed to issue partial completion certificates because I had a chat with the director of engineering, who had indicated to me that his practice he has been issuing at the end of the retention period. So this may come down to practice, how someone has been doing something, but from what we are learning here is that we need to issue these partial completion certificates and to proceed and issue them. Chair, we beg your pardon on that one.
Because
I don't know whether you can allow me to answer.
We are seeing 100% here. There are a lot, almost 15 or 19. So if there are no that evidence that you can show to this committee, the committee will doubt if these projects are done. That's why always when there is a completion of a project, director engineering, you issue to confirm that the project is done. But when you come here to this committee, you start lecturing us that you issue after defect liability after 1 year. Then we get to wonder. Honorable Dr. Mwanza.
Well, I'm a bit concerned want to know if these projects that are 100% complete have been handed over to the beneficiaries. Are they being utilized now as classroom blocks? Just a quick answer. Are they handed over to the community?
Yes, Chair, they are being utilized.
So the following question, if whilst utilizing a 1x2 classroom block and then the window is broken, this window was fixed by the contractor. Also the slab, the floor shows signs of damage. Maybe the floor is peeling off, but the cause is basically as because of the user effect, because of the beneficiaries mismanaging the facility. Are you going to charge the contractor to fix that using that retention money?
Chair, I must indicate that basically what we do is we make assessment as to the cause of any damage, whether it's as a result of normal usage or probably it's the result of a fault in terms of not meeting specific standards. Say for instance the window, as you indicated, breaks. If they say for that window the peg stay is not there or was not able to stand, it came out and the window is able to swing and break, or probably the part which holds the window was not put properly, the engineering will be able to assess whether this was just a normal damage caused by normal use or is something that can be attributed to the inefficiency of the contractor. So if it's attributed to the inefficiency of the contractor, then it is the cost is passed on to the contractor.
Sorry, this question I asked just to justify that, Director, it is very, very, very important to issue a completion certificate upon completion of the project within the stipulated time that the contractor was given. At the time that you are issuing the completion certificate, you are supposed to conduct a snag list to check all the qualities, specifications and everything you agree to say this is what you've put on site, and they will be monitoring this as people will be using the facility. So even any proof that out of all these 10, 19 projects there was a handover ceremony, at least it's something to present the completion certificate
Okay, thank you very much. In addition to that, there is this project number 12. Project number 12, completion of 1x2 classroom block at Mutedia Primary School. You have indicated there that there was a change in the scope of work which attracted variation. Number 12, the project number 12. Same appendix. On the same, yes, appendix 3, project number 12. The very status of 2022 community project. The font is, you have seen number 12? Are you there? Are we there, members? Appendix 3, the last, we can say, how can I put it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. From the last, the ninth one. Are you there? Project number 12. Muteria Primary School. When you look at the comment, there was a change in the scope of work which attracted a variation. And this project from 2022 is at 40%. Would want to find out who prepared the first scope of work and who has again changed that very scope of work. Council Secretary.
Chair, before I come to this question, I think there was still another question pending on the floor. It's a question to do whether we factor in
the inflation
inflationary
rate.
rates.
Yes.
I must respond, Chair, that we do not, because these contracts are fixed in amounts. Then coming to the question you've just posed, Chair, the Director of Works, who was there in 2022, prepared the initial scope of works, and then the change has been done by the current Director of Engineering.
So why the change?
The change.
And this one is just a completion of a classroom block. It's a classroom block.
Yeah.
Have you changed the design for you to change the scope of work?
The scope of work, Chair, has changed entirely due to the fact that when the contractor wanted to do the ring beam to continue with the completion of the classroom block, it was found that the structure was not good enough to be able to withstand the roof. So what happens then is that we had to look at the matter, and then we decided that this should change from completion to construction. So meaning that structure which was started by the community had to be brought down.
Honorable Nyambose.
Thank you very much, Chair. Arising from the response from the Town Clerk, I have one question first, then I will give the substantive one. The quick one is that, was this labor-based or it was a full contract?
It was a full contract.
Being a full contract, Chair, would like to see the variation, evidence, minutes of the CDF committee proposing that variation, and I think that is important so that we look at this contract. The last one, bonus one, is At which point was the council monitoring the same project for it to be compromised to a point where it has to be brought down by the other contractor, meaning that the workmanship was poor from the beginning? Were you monitoring, or who was monitoring this project from the council side? I submit, Chair.
An addition, CS, you mentioned in your statement that the community involvement in this project. I wanted to find out at which point was the community involved and what were they doing in a full contract, because you have mentioned the community, that's why you have to bring this building down. So what were the community doing in a full contract? Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. Let me start with your question first, if you can allow me. Well, this project basically was a community project which was initiated some time back. So the community had constructed this structure up to window level. So upon their application succeeding at CDF, there was money that was allocated for completion so that we can provide the necessary elements such as windows, roof, and so forth, and floor. But then what was discovered that when now the contractor was given the site and they started preparing now to start where they were supposed to start from the ring beam just above the window level, they saw that the structure that had been built by the community was not good enough to be able to, and then they indicated to us through the Director of Works to say, if we proceed, you may accuse us not of doing failure to do a proper work because this may collapse. So it was reassessed, and that's when now we had to agree that the entire structure that was built by the community must be brought down, and then we start now as a construction, not a completion.
Are you done?
Yes, I think this also covers at what point this was noticed. Now, in terms of the CDF minutes and the CDF and the variation, I think, Chair, we did not bring this with us. Well, no, we did not bring this with us, the variation and the CDF minutes.
Okay.
But we can provide.
This is a 2022 project.
Yes.
And the variation that we're talking about, I'm sure you presented it in 2023.
Yes, it was presented.
How much money have you added on this very important 1x2 classroom block, so that the people of Lunte can have this facility? We want to know how much.
So the initial share was 300,000, and then the addition for completion is 350,000. Coming is the total now stands at 650,000.
The initial was 300. But here you have indicated 353, 893. Where is that? Where can we find that 300?
Yeah, so Chair, I beg your pardon. The one indicated is the initial, the 353. Then the addition should be the 300.
So there is also the status report for 2023.
Yes.
Are we going to find this 300 to the status report of this very important classroom block at Muteria? There is an attachment that we have attached here for 2023 community projects. Are we going to find this, or you have skipped?
Chair, the matter is still under procurement. I think we have not concluded with the, because this was already done in December, but we, in terms of the award now, the contract, because when you change a contract of such nature, it meant that we needed to cancel the area contract and restart in terms of procurement, because we could not vary almost 100%.
So
you would have broken the procurement.
Yes, you are telling this committee that this very important 1x2 classroom block, it hasn't started yet.
To a certain extent, yes. But what we must not share that it involves two contracts. The initial contract was completion. So when it was discovered that now this cannot proceed, that contract had to be cancelled. It had to come to the procurement committee so that it's formally cancelled, and then a reprocurement now of a new scope, which is completion, done. Otherwise, if we just proceeded in the manner that we should have in a quick manner, it would also have attracted further audit queries in the near future.
Okay.
So,
Honorable Nyambose. Then Honorable Dr.
Just a clarification. I think I thought I heard the CS say the second contractor had said we have to bring it down, and you brought it down. Now you are saying it's not the case, it's just under procurement now. I just wanted to clarify.
the contractor who was given the site for completion.
Okay, CS, for now, give us the state. What is the position of this 1x2 classroom block at Mutedia Primary School? The people of Lunte wants to know what is the position. Have you engaged the contractor? Have you just brought it down? Where are we?
The position is at procurement stage. The structure has already been brought down.
Okay. Dr. Mwanza?
Well, this is interesting. First of all, Director of Works, they did a structural assessment before awarding the contract. And they came up with a BOQ for that 1x2 classroom block, and named the project completion of whatever name of the school. And the procurement floated the tender. Then a contractor was selected. When the contractor was on site, this contractor, he won this contract at a contract sum of 353, right? While the contractor was executing the works, he wrote to the council that the structural integrity is questionable. Hence, it needs to be brought down up to start from foundation or something, or what? I mean, you just demolish the walls, right? Demolish the walls and then start building from the slab, from the foundation. I see you have paid the contractor 60,000 kwacha. What works are included in this 60,000 kwacha? One. Then the second question is, you're now saying it is at procurement stage. Why wouldn't you just raise a variation order for the contractor who is already on site to continue the project? Because the time is, we're depriving the people of Lunte these much needed services.
Honorable Kamundo, then okay. On the same, Honorable Nyambose, then we proceed to another question.
Yes, Chair. That's why I needed clarity, Chair. Just to pick it up from Dr. Mwanza, you gave this new contractor to take up the works. He does those technical things and you assess. Then you even pay him 60,000 kwacha. If that is the case, then at which point have you taken it back to procurement? It is raising a lot of questions, and we want to know. Here you are saying you have taken to procurement, but there is a contractor whom you have even paid. What are you telling this committee? What is happening in Lunte, Mr. Town Council Secretary and the team, especially over this project, and it could be many more projects? I wanted to clarify that, Chair.
Okay. Council Secretary.
Chair, there are not many. It's basically this same one which we had this issue of variation in terms of where we had to change the scope,
Secretary, because
the scope completely.
Because you have in your presentation for this project status, you have hidden a lot of information. What information, pertinent information, what we wanted to see is any project, you indicate the name of the contractor, you indicate that project when it started and when it ended, if there was any extension of time, whether that contractor finished the project on time, because all this, that information has got financial implications on the project. So there are lots that you have hidden.
Council Secretary.
Yes, Chair. So, following up the question why we did not just raise the variation order and then allow the contractor to continue. We had to consult the ZPPA Act on what is required to be done under such circumstances. And as I indicated, a variation that is more than 25% basically may lead to cancellation of a project, and the procurement has to endorse on that one. So when the matter was brought to the attention of management and the status of the project, it was thought wise that the best to do here was to recall the contract and do the administrative nature, since he had already been paid 25% advance payment, which was 60,000, and then
Council Secretary, at what point, Dr. Mwanza, through the chair, Council Secretary, at what point do you pay an advance payment to the contractor? Is it at a procurement stage or when the contractor or the contract has been signed?
We pay upon signing of the contract and the contractor giving us an advance bond.
Why did you pay this 60,000 when you know that this particular project is at the procurement stage?
Chair, as I indicated, the contract has two facets.
Yes.
The first one is that it was procured for completion.
Yes.
And given to a contractor.
So this particular 60,000, was it paid at a completion contract or it was paid
at mobilization?
At mobilization.
At mobilization.
To the new contractor?
No, to the initial contractor. We don't have a new contractor yet because we have not finalized the procurement now of the new scope.
Now, I'm getting lost. This particular project, are you admitting to this committee that is at the procurement stage?
Yes, Chair, it's at procurement stage. On the new scope.
Honorable Nyambose.
Chair, I think we have dealt so much on this contract. If I was management, I was going to say that I think we had challenges. You call them what? The initial story you gave about the club. This is where you are supposed to use that. Chair, you told this committee that this contractor first was given, is it 300,000? Who started it? And again, you terminated and varied the accounts. After varying the account, you got a new contractor who said that this structure is not strong enough. We have to demolish it. And you told this committee, you are live and you are under Cap 12, that this project was demolished to ground level. Dr. Mwanza even asked the director, at which point he says actually at the foundation, demolished to the foundation level. You got this new contractor who said you paid in 60,000 kwacha. The chair has asked, you paid this 60,000 kwacha. This, I believe, is a new contractor, not the first one who started it, the one who demolished it. He was contracted. The question that begs an answer, did you, before procuring, now that it's on procurement, have you terminated this person, this contractor? You have paid him 60,000 kwacha upon mobilization. Now, you are saying that you have to follow ZPPA procedure and you have advertised. Tell us, have you terminated the contract of the second contractor that now you are procuring the third one? I submit, Chair.
Chair, probably let me just start all over so that maybe we are on one page. I see we are speaking at different levels. The project Muteria Community School was conceived under the 2022 CDF community projects. This project scope under that conception was completion of a 1x2 classroom block. And this 1x2 classroom block happened to have been built by the community some time back. So they just applied to the CDF under the 2022 CDF to be helped with the completion.
And how much was allocated?
So the procured contract then was 353, somewhere there.
Okay, so it was 353. Name of the contractor?
When the CS said this project was undertaken by the community before 2022, was it not CDF under the old 1.6 million? Or it was just a community on its own? You should say CDF under...
I may not have that information, Chair. I admit. Yeah.
You can proceed.
Yes. So the project is one of those 19 that were approved on the 29th of August by the Ministry of Local Government.
Under 2022?
Under 2022 for implementation.
Okay.
And so they went through a tender process which started on 3rd October 2022. And the contracts were signed on the 13th of February 2023.
Okay.
And the contractor was given site.
How much advance did you pay?
Yes, upon being given the site, the contractor was paid 60,000 advance payment.
This is the one?
Yes. Okay. So when this contractor now started undertaking the works, he's the one that notified the council that looking at the structure, stability or integrity is not good enough for me to proceed. He notified the council. So upon that notification, the team of experts were sent to site to verify the contractor's findings. And then when the findings were done and recommendation done, the recommendation were that we change the scope entirely from completion to construction. Now this is where now management now had to see to say, now if we are changing the scope entirely, how does it fit in the procurement process? Vis-a-vis the contractor who was already on site and paid 60,000. Should we vary, give him a variation order of almost 100%? are we within the law? It was found that we will not be within the law if we gave him a variation order of almost 100% to continue with a new scope. And that's how now we had to call the contractor discussion to say at this point, the reasonable thing to do for us is now to terminate your contract, do the administrative nature of the money that we have given you 60,000 and see how this is recovered or how it is managed. And then we reprocure under a new contract. Now, which is completion. This is where now we are.
Okay. I think Honorable Kamondo, another question.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. My question is on questionable disbursement of CDF totaling to 145.
On page what?
On page 7 of 9.
Page 7 of 9, CS of your report. Okay.
I'll take slightly, maybe you allow me to take slightly longer, but not too much. So that I need to be given some good comfort and the listeners up there so that they're able to listen what really happened on this one. According to my understanding, this is a query from the auditors, that you gave out monies to individuals who didn't qualify to get the grants. So you gave them a total amount of 145,000 kwacha, that is 7 applicants. Now, you are saying that this one allows, as a result of an oversight in the process of handling the application for grants, which resulted in a mix-up of loans and grants applications, resulting in 2 loan applicants being considered for grants. That is the reason that you have given. And you have also said that the action that you have taken is that you called the members, rehearsed with them, and talked so that you can change or reverse the situation. And also you have told us that out of this 145,000, which was benefited by 7 applicants who got the money which was supposed to be grants, but these are individuals. 5 of them you have negotiated and you have changed the process. Instead of grants, now these are appearing like loans. Then 30,000, which I suppose it's supposed to be for 2 people. I don't know how it was actually divided. It is given to the persons with disabilities. Now, I wanted you to take us through to indicate which are these 7 applicants and which are these who are people living actually with the disabilities. Maybe if you can take us through. Then after that, I have some questions.
Council Secretary.
It is on Appendix 1.
C5. Appendix 5. I'm sure I have gotten the question, Council Secretary. If you can switch on your mic and you answer to that question.
So we have number 1 is Lombe Mark Felix. And then we have Okawe Obi.
Where are you getting that information in this file?
From the agreements.
Appendix 1?
Just Appendix 5. So we have.
You mean
loan
these
agreements
convertible?
for individuals, yes.
These convertible? Okay.
Yes.
So you have who?
We have Lombe Mark Felix as number 1. Then we have Ukabwe Obi as number 2. And then we have Nicholas Chomba as number 3. And then we have Bernard Muma, number 4. We have Mlenga Clement as number 5.
Where is Mlenga? Okay, Clement, yes, number 5.
And even the applications there, which were considered have been attached. The applications to the CDFC. So we have the one for Mlenga Clement and the rest.
Yes, Honorable.
Yes. You have told us that the first applicant is Lombe Felix. Do we have the NRC for this applicant?
No, his NRC is not attached here.
Then the second one, who is Kangwa Obi?
Kangwa Obi, the NRC is there.
Kangwa Obi? Do we have the NRC?
Yes.
Where is it?
Chomba Nicholas. Is it Kangwa Obi or...
Is it Kabwe Obi? Kabwe Obi, I mean.
Kabwe Obi.
Kabwe
The
Obi.
NRC were mixed, I think.
Okay, it's missing.
Mixed up. Because I have Mlenga Clement, I have Chomba Nicholas, then I have for Muma Bernard, just check from the applications.
Honorable Members.
I think for 2, the NRCs are missing. Yeah, I can't see.
Maybe before you come in, maybe you're meant to be talking about the same.
Yes.
Are you also aware we have actually these applicants whose NRCs are missing? How possible is it that we can believe that the information that you have given us is correct? And also, are you also aware that some of these, maybe just to cut the story short, were not even approved by the CDFC? Some of these, are you also aware? I went through them. You can check. Some of those application forms were not even actually endorsed by the CDFC. And are you also aware that these applications were not also endorsed by the lending institution? Are you aware of those?
In addition, Council Secretary, this very convertible grant agreement were just signed last month in January, and we are talking about 2022. Why did it take the Council, the external auditors, to come and remind you of these questionable payments? And that's when you had to take the step when you knew that you'll be appearing before this committee. Council Secretary.
Chair, the matter was first discovered by our internal audit regarding these individuals. And upon that discovery, we had to ask the CDF committee as to how such an error could have been made, where we recommended for grant instead of cooperatives. And so what was discussed then was that this error cannot be let like that. We need to follow up with these individuals, and we agree with them that this money has to be paid back. And so we gave ourselves a time frame within which we needed to trace these people. So we had to trace the people, negotiate with them, and make them understand that the money that they were given, they were not entitled. They were not entitled to be given that money. And then agree with them now that the money that was given was to be paid back, to be treated like a loan. But still, when this money is paid back, it will be disbursed under the grant component, because it still remains a grant that was misapplied.
Okay, Council, before Honorable Nyambose comes in, do you have those applications forms for the loans that we can see that really these individuals applied for loans instead of grants, and it was your administration that had to make that mishap? Do you have, or it is a verbal issue that you are telling this committee that in fact these applicants applied for a loan instead of a grant? As we invite Honorable Nyambose also to comment on it, so that you can have a set of 3 questions, then you answer, so that we can go to another question. Honorable Nyambose.
Thank you very much, Chair. This is very interesting, Council Secretary and your team. And take note of those questions, and I give you also my reactions. You have converted these loans or grants to loans because they were individuals. Earlier on, Council Secretary, in our conversation, you indicated how rich your technical team is. And I want to be speaking to the DPO, socio-economic planner, director of works, who were sitting in that CDF committee. At which point did they fail to deduce that the applicants were individuals and not group clubs? Number 2, what type of loans are these? Are they administered in conjunction with the bank? And if it's the bank is involved, we want to see where the bank has appended and done the due diligence on these individuals. Was the due diligence to assess their capacity to pay back and do everything done? The other one, Chair, is a letter dated, when were you audited? Maybe just
say June, July. July.
In May, upon discovery by the internal auditor that there was this mix-up, you wrote a letter reprimanding the entire CDF committee of Lunte. The letter is dated 28th May 2023 and is titled, is addressed to all Constituency Development Committee members. Subject: disbursement of grants under 2022 CDF to individuals. When you wrote this letter in May 2023, what has been the feedback to the innocent members of the community who are sitting and being misled by your technical team. I would like to see this. Or this letter is just for this purpose of this, for the purpose of this committee, or indeed it was given. How possible the entire committee could not see that these were individuals who are getting grants and not clubs? That is a question that begs an answer, Chair. I submit in the meantime.
Council Secretary.
Thank you, Chair. The applications for these applicants are on Appendix 5. I think we have the application forms.
I'm sure you, Appendix 5, the applications that we're talking about, that area they applied for loans. Not these that you have, because this is a forcing matter that you have made them to do.
No, there is an agreement. There's also, we have attached after the agreements the applications.
What I'm saying, CS, you have told this committee to say these members initially, they applied for loans. Okay, and you gave them the money like their grants. Not so. That's the question now that this committee wants to see. The initial applications that they applied, did they apply for a loan or they applied for a grant? So that we settle this matter, because everything started from there. We see who didn't do his job. Is it the technical team? Is it your council? Is it the CDF? Or the individuals themselves? When we find the individuals did the right thing, why should you force them now that the amounts, instead of grants, they should be loans? So that they can be arrested when they fail to pay the loans? The government is not there to start making their own citizens start suffering on behalf of your negligence. So we want to find out, how did the applications forms come in your custody? Did they came as loans or did they come as grants? I submit.
Thank you, Chair. The applications that have been attached are the initial applications that were received in 2022.
As in?
Loans.
As loans?
Yes.
How much amount did they apply for?
So you can just check it for me there, Max.
CS, if these people, their initial applications were for loans, what was wrong? You have said that you are converting because they appeared under grants. We want to see the initial before you made a mistake to give them grants. What did they apply for? The initial applications. These are when you are converting. These are conversion application forms, not the initial application forms.
Chair, I must correct you. They are initial application forms. So what they apply, these individuals applied for loans, but instead of us considering them under loans, they were put under the list of grants with using a loan application. And this is where we say there was a mix-up in the handling of this matter right from the initial stage.
I'm giving you, okay, if we are to take you, one person applied, I've not taken the names, for 15,000 kwacha, that is the conversion you have put there. What type of a loan can one apply in Lunte, 15,000 kwacha. The other one, 21,000 kwacha. Were these the initial application amounts, applied amounts? We can go, let me take you to this so that we are smart. Let's go to the appendix.
Appendix what?
Appendix 5.
Okay.
24th January 2024. And you are saying this is... Are you seeing, I don't know the name there. The name is Mulema Eli, I don't know. Is it Elizabeth? 21,000. The amount is 21,000. It is in number. The first one is 21,000. The first one. Let's go to Appendix 5. CS. This one is Milama who? The first one. Can you help me? DPO, where are you? The first one. Fish farming.
Maybe
Appendix 5. No, don't say maybe. We are going now smart. Read the name of that applicant. Your mic. The first Appendix 5.
The first is Lombe Mark Felix. But this is an agreement. So from the attachment, what we have according to the table of contents.
Okay, let's go to the agreement.
Yeah, we have loan agreements for individuals. And then the second one is initial applications.
Just wait. Convertible grant agreement, 21,000 kwacha, repaid in equal monthly installments of 875,000 kwacha. At the interest of 5%. It is given to who? The first one.
It was given to Lombe Mark Felix.
No. So this is Appendix 5. Are you saying? Eh?
Yes.
Yeah. This first application, this is called convertible grant. What is the name behind there?
The beneficiary is Lombe Mark Felix.
Okay.
Because under those that have signed, we have the local authority.
Lombe Mark Felix?
Yes.
21,000 kwacha.
Yes.
Then the second one?
The second one is Kabwe Obi.
How much? 15,000 kwacha. Now, the point I'm driving at. Is it true that in their initial application of a loan chair, this person applied for 15,000 kwacha? And what type of business did they indicate in their initial application for a loan of 15,000 kwacha? Fish farming, 21,000 kwacha. And the installments that you have agreed with them. Is it feasible that these can pay? Is it in what installments there? At 5%.
Council. In terms of being feasible, we are yet to prove, because we'll be making follow-ups every now and then to see how we can manage the situation. In terms of their applications, I'll just cite one application, Chair, if you can allow me, under the second content.
We can proceed.
Because we had the loan agreements, then we have initial applications.
Okay.
So under initial applications, I just want to take one, who is Mulenga Clement.
Mulenga Clement.
There is an application there just after the agreements. They come initial.
Just a minute.
Yes.
Mulenga.
Under E1. Yes. So you have this Mulenga Clement from Luvushi Ward. He made an application of 35,000, and the application he used, this one is a loan application. So in the process, he should have been considered for a loan, not a grant. But he appeared instead on the grants. So this is where the query now is coming from. Why did we give individuals grants? Because this under loan they qualified.
Okay, Honorable Kamondo.
Thank you, Honorable Chairperson. Yes.
Switch off your mic, sis.
Just go to the same Lombe, what's the name? Lombe Clement. You are aware, yes, I agree with you. You had applied for, you had considered 21,000. Is that correct? Yeah. Yes. So let us go to the other one. The initial application. Go to the last page. The same Lombe. The same Mulenga Clement. Mulenga Clement, sorry, I'm not. 435. And you gave him 21. So what made you actually even to believe is how authentic is this application? Because look at the people, the process, the approval process. Go to the approval process. Let's go to the approval process. Who did it pass through the CDFC committee? If it did, why is it that the Constituency Development Committee Fund chairperson didn't sign? Are you there, Honorable Chairperson?
Yes.
Yeah, only.
Oh, yes.
Mulenga Clement. Why is it that it didn't receive the blessing of the constituency chairman? Constituency actually development chairman. Why is it that he didn't sign? Are you still tendering this as a document that this committee is going to believe?
Yes. I remember you are under Kaputov, and this committee shouldn't be misled. And when you said let's go to the initial applications, it means the initial applications passed through the CDF committee and they were approved. So are you telling this committee to say these applications forms approved without the signature of the chairperson, since they passed through CDF committee?
Chair, on that one, I can't really answer what could have transpired between in the CDF committee.
How do you make a payment? Where do you base on the payment? Don't you base on the applications? When you check on the signatures, where did you base that payment on, if it's not on the application forms? Where was the internal auditor?
Chair, maybe I can answer the first one for you.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
I just wanted to find out from the CS on the original applications. Do you confirm that Mulenga Clement is a beneficiary also? I've seen Mulenga Clement, isn't it? Is he one of the beneficiaries?
Yes, he's one of those that have been signed an agreement form.
Okay. Is he also the ward chairman for Rubushi ward?
That one I can't tell, Chair, unless if I see any evidence.
Chair, Mulenga Clement appears as the approving person as chairman of the WDC for Rushi ward. If you go through the details, you'll find Mulenga Clement. How authentic are these documents? If you are not aware, we have the DPO there. You can't fail to know your chairman of these wards. Socio-economic planner, you don't know the chairman, not only ordinary members. In yourself, my officers, they know all the ward chairman or the WDC chairman. Is Mulenga Clement a chairperson of Rushi ward who is approving on behalf of his friends and also a recipient of the same loan?
Members,
Chair, in the signature.
Chair, as we indicated in our observation of this query, there was a lot of oversight and a lot of glaring errors that happened at both the technical and the CDF committee. No wonder as a council, when we discovered this was an issue, the only way what we could do was just take corrective measures. Otherwise, there were a lot of glaring and glaring errors and oversight.
Okay. That is why the chair has guided you. When you are coming here, ensure that you put your house in order. You are under Cap 12 to say the truth and nothing but the truth, and not to mislead this committee and the country. You are manufacturing these evidences, and you know for sure, DPO and the team council secretary, you are the technocrats. You are the ones who failed to distinguish or to tell whether these applications were for loans or grants, because they were individuals. How does this country or this ministry of law government or this committee trust that you are the right people to administer the affairs of Lunte Council? Only that you can't tell that these applications are individuals or what. Then again here, you don't know even the members of your WDCs. Mulenga Clement is being used to sign on individual documents which you have manufactured to convince this committee. It is not a good idea. You have to do the correct things. If you look at these applications, we read them and we see a lot of gaps. So you are not doing a good job as Lunte, as guided
as
by
we
the
are
chair.
winding up, members. Lunte Town Council, thank you very much for appearing, but we would want to request the external auditors to take keen interest to go and check the initial application forms, because the ones that we have here, the ones that passed through the CDF committee, they were not signed. So we don't know how they were approved. These are some of the issues that we would want the external auditor to go and clear this council so that we know where they based those payments. As I withdraw the immunity now, we wish you all the best. Go and put your house in order so that together we can improve the lives of the people of Lunte. I thank you.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. You may take leave.